Hi everybody, my name is Barry Schwartz. This is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is January 27th, Friday, and this is the past week's news, this week's news on search that I covered over at the Search Roundtable over the past week. Lots to discuss, so let's start with probably the biggest SEO news this week was that Google confirmed there is a Panda update that took place about a week ago. I'm naming this Google Panda 3.2. It was not... Google defined this as just a data refresh, meaning they didn't add any new signals to the Panda algorithm itself. All they did was push out a new update where they actually ran the algorithm again, and then new sites were probably hit by it, and sites that were already Pandalized might have come out from it if they made changes. So all they did was do a data refresh to update the index using the Panda algorithm, but the Panda algorithm itself wasn't updated. So this is the sub. So, they've probably done about 10 or so of these updates, from data refreshes to actual algorithm updates to it in the past since almost a year ago. It's almost been a year anniversary, would be on February 24th when Panda was first released. So we have more information about this on January 25th at seroundtable.com. I wrote a post about Bing favoring regional sites and country-specific versions. So if you go to Bing UK, Bing UK typically tends to put a lot of .co.uk results for search queries on the page versus US results. So if you take a look, I did a little quick thing doing a search for umbrellas on both Bing US and Bing UK, and the results are very different. They're all different. I mean, it's almost all different. They're literally, most of the results are .co.uk. There's some Wikipedia results, some .net results, but Bing is really extreme when it comes to showing regional results in the regional version of their index. Big Webmaster news this week was that Google released new updates to their Webmaster tools. They've done some updates. One of the major things that I think is awesome is that they released a new update for testing sitemaps. So now before you submit a sitemap, you could actually say, I want to test the sitemap before doing so, and it runs it through a test and tells you if there are any errors. And then it also shows you, all right, this is the number of pages that were submitted. If the sitemap was already submitted, it will show you the actual results. X pages are submitted, X pages indexed. And they'll show you if there's any errors. That's the main thing. So you don't have to worry about it, and show you if anything is there. Also, they released a new design for the sitemaps page, and now shows you by web, images, video, and news content what was submitted and what was indexed, so you can actually see. It also shows you the errors, and they group the errors together. It also will show you some more information, but it's much cleaner and easier to look at now than the sitemaps thing. So it's pretty cool. We have more information about this on seroundtable.com on January 26th, 2012. Google has also made a change to what they label as their average position in Google Webmaster Tools as well as Google Analytics SEO reports. So now if you go to those reports that show the average position in those two areas, Google has changed going forward, not historically, but going forward, what they consider the average position. And let me read how Google explained this so you can hear from their mouth directly. So he says, let's say Nick searched for the term bacon, and the URLs for the site appeared in position 3, 6, and 12. Jane also searched for the term bacon, and the URLs from the site appeared in positions 5 and 9. Previously, we would have averaged all of these positions together and shown an average position of 7. Going forward, we're only going to average the highest position for your site that your site appeared in for each search. 3 for Nick's search, 5 for Jane's search, for an average position of 4. Got that? So that's the main difference. It's a different way of averaging results. They're taking less numbers to average them versus more numbers. Bottom line, it really doesn't matter to you. It doesn't really change anything in terms of what you can do. It just changes how you might understand those reports. Also, Vanessa Fox reported that there are new improved download options within Google Webmaster Tools. So now she says that the new download features significantly add to the usefulness of the data. Specifically, search query data now has filtering options to drill into specific date ranges. So it's very good. You can actually see by date and date range as well as data. And there's an option to view up to 500 rows at once. So that's much more useful. The download things are much more useful. Google hasn't announced it, but Vanessa Fox spotted that and posted about it. Google has also enabled people to report spam for rich snippets. About a month ago, we reported about how people are starting to abuse the rich snippets and try to get their search results to actually appear more valuable by faking the rich snippets that show up in the Google search results. A month or so later, today, Google's Pierre Farr posted on his Google Plus page that they now have a new page where you can actually fill out a form and submit fake reviews or fake rich snippets or spam rich snippets, so you can do that. All Google's asking you to do is submit the URL of the page and the search query you found to find it. We have a post about this on January 26th at SEOroundtable.com. I got in trouble this week. I posted about a Webmaster rule thread which talks about how basically now if you have a page, it ranks fairly well for a keyword phrase, and if you make a change to that page, the actual content of the page, the title tag, the H1 tags, the content of the page, those keyword changes will have a very little effect to zero effect on the actual ranking of the page. So if it ranked for blue widgets and you change it to rank for, try to change it to rank from blue widget, just a blue widget, for example, plural, it will have zero impact on it ranking for blue widget versus blue widgets, which were ranked for previously. So I wrote a thing saying, is on-page SEO dead? I didn't mean to go with the whole is SEO dead route, but people took it that way. And it's basically just one of those conversations that people are having. How important is on-page SEO compared to how it was a year ago or even 5 years ago? We have a post about this with a ton of comments, over 50 comments, on January 24th at SEOroundtable.com. Google added a nice new layer to Google Maps. It's public alerts. It basically shows you winter storms, tornadoes, earthquakes, anything that is a public alert from one of the public alert government response teams, and it will layer that on the map. So if you want to do a search for tornadoes in, Missouri, you could do that, and it will show you if there's any tornadoes happening in Missouri anytime soon. Also could be a good way to find good snowstorms coming up in Vermont or Colorado or wherever you like to go skiing. Pretty cool. Take a look at it. It's just google.org/public alerts. AdSense is not the only place that's problems or historically has had problems with paying publishers on time or communicating their paying publishers on time. PubCenter, which is Microsoft's version of AdCenter or AdSense, has a problem where it shows that payments have been undeliverable for certain publishers. Microsoft's Ricky Poole said that this is just a UI bug, a user interface bug, that publishers will indeed be paid. It's just a problem with the actual message showing up for these publishers. He says, do not worry, you should be paid by Friday, February 3rd. If you are not, you can email psupport@microsoft.com. Google's new privacy policy was all over the place this week. The news agencies are covering it, the media is covering it, the bloggers, everybody's covering it. And it's basically they consolidated their 60 or 70 plus privacy policies across all their properties from YouTube, Gmail, Google Search, etc., and made it into one single privacy policy across all their platforms. This is going to be the new privacy policy as of March 1st. You have to agree to it to use Google's products, supposedly, and if you don't, you can't use them. In any event, this privacy policy is scaring a lot of people, bloggers, news agencies, media. They're all saying this is crazy, this is scary. And we have more information about the privacy policy on January 25th. But I did a post this morning on, obviously, January 27th, that although people are scared by it, and the news and everybody's complaining about it, and even though the Washington Post has a poll saying about 65% said they're going to cancel their Google account, which seems crazy and extreme, I don't think that's going to happen. I haven't really seen complaints in the Google web search forum. People aren't really searching on how do I cancel my Google account. So I'm not really sure if this is such a big privacy thing where actual end users, the actual searchers on Google, are really that upset. Maybe I'm wrong. We'll see by March 1st, I guess, and we'll see if Google backtracks. I doubt they will. It's not really Google's nature. Facebook does that often, but Google hasn't really backtracked often when it comes to privacy issues. In any event, that is the search news this week. My name again is Barry Schwartz. This is the Search Buzz video recap. Today is January 27th. And everyone have a great weekend, and check out SE Roundtable for more information. Everyone, bye. Have a great weekend. Bye.